Philadelphia news, team of my heart.
You're about to hear it all in this Sixers news update. Joel Embiid's 3-game suspension is here, just as you've been waiting for his season debut, and it's a blow that stings even more given the Sixers' rocky 1-5 start. Embiid's confrontation with a Philadelphia reporter, triggered by personal remarks about his late brother and son, has sidelined him, and you're wondering if the Sixers can rally without him. Will Tyrese Maxey and Paul George carry the load? Stay tuned because we'll break down every angle and what it means for the Sixers.
You feel it, don't you? That sense of tension building, frustration mounting. The Sixers, who started the season with high hopes, have been stumbling through early struggles, and now, they're hit with the kind of news that leaves you almost speechless. You've been following Sixers news, hoping for that spark, that edge, to kick off the season. Instead, Joel Embiid, your 2023 MVP, is dealing with a suspension just as he's on the brink of returning to the floor. You're looking at the calendar, the upcoming matchups, and now you're forced to take in the impact of his absence for 3 critical games. It's the aftermath of a heated moment that erupted last Saturday following the Sixers' loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. Embiid, sidelined with that nagging left knee injury, couldn't take what he saw as an invasion. A line crossed when Philadelphia Inquirer columnist Marcus Hayes referenced his personal family life in a way that didn't sit right. Imagine how you'd feel. A public figure, a towering presence, yet deeply human with real losses, real pain. Hayes mentioned Embiid's son and his late brother, Arthur, in an article that questioned the big man's commitment and conditioning. And Joel? He'd had enough. When it happened, you almost knew what was coming next. You can picture it. Embiid confronts Hayes, his patience snapping like a taut wire. He made it clear, told the reporter exactly what he felt. The next time you bring up my dead brother and my son again, you're going to see what I'm going to do to you. Hayes offers an apology, but the words barely reach Joel. When Hayes adds, "But you do care about what's being said," Embiid doesn't hesitate. One shove, one brief, heated shove, and that was it. The room froze, the whispers began, and you knew this was about to make waves. What does this mean for you, as a fan? You're looking at 3 games without Embiid, games that could make all the difference in a season that's already veering off course. Sixers news has been focused on getting Embiid back on the court, not off it. First, you're told he's still out because of the knee injury, and now you hear he's sidelined for an incident you can almost feel in your gut. The timing couldn't be worse. Embiid's suspension will sideline him for matchups against the Clippers, Lakers, and then back to the Clippers. But the NBA's decision is final. This incident, no matter the emotions behind it, has put Embiid on the bench at a time when the Sixers need him most. You're thinking of the Sixers' 1-5 record. A rough beginning, a skid that fans have been biting their lips over, waiting for Embiid's return to light the spark that's been missing. You remember those critical games last season, the flashes of brilliance, the commanding presence Embiid brought game after game, but this year, it's been nothing but a waiting game. He's coming off a golden moment, too, the Paris Olympics, where he took the court and helped bring home a gold medal. But here, in the NBA, in Philly, he hasn't suited up once. You're asking yourself if this team, without him in the immediate lineup, can pull it together. And it's not just about the stats, the 34.7 points, 11 rebounds, 5.6 assists he averaged last season, it's about that fire he brings, that defining energy you've come to count on. Sixers news is buzzing about how Embiid will debut now against the Knicks, in the NBA Cup opener. It's a new competition, one that Philly could turn into a statement, a chance to set things right. But now, the calendar's shifted, and the team's timeline with it. Think about what this means for a team that's trying to make a statement in a season overshadowed by a sluggish start. You've been watching Tyrese Maxey taking more shots, Jared McCain finding his way, even Paul George stepping up in key moments. But Embiid? He's the anchor, the core. Now, you're seeing what's on the line, feeling the weight of those 3 missing games. You've waited for Embiid, envisioned him stepping back on the court, dominating, bringing that relentless energy that Philly feeds off of. But now, you're left wondering, can the Sixers hold it down without him? These aren't just any games. You know the Lakers, the Clippers, those teams bring challenges that would be tough with Embiid, let alone without him. You think of Nick Nurse, his game plan, the strategic angles he's built around Embiid's unique presence. And now? The strategy shifts entirely. You think about the lineup. Tyrese Maxey's been putting up big numbers, but he's had to shoulder more than ever. You know Maxey's a warrior, you can see it in the way he hustles, the way he pushes every possession, but can he anchor the offense under this pressure? And Jared McCain, this young talent, he's been fighting for minutes, showing glimpses of his potential, yet you know the weight of filling those shoes won't be easy. This is where you see the depth tested, the bench stretched, and without Embiid's defensive wall in the paint, you're left questioning if the Sixers can hold the line. Imagine what it means for someone like Paul George, who's just stepped onto Philly's court. He's bringing experience, yes, but this isn't an easy task, to step into a struggling lineup, missing its core. Paul's a force, but without that rhythm established alongside Embiid, the Sixers look more vulnerable. Kelly Oubre Jr. and KJ Martin, they've been grinding, playing aggressive, physical basketball, but the chemistry, that trust in each other's moves, it's still building. And with 3 games where everything's on the line, you know Philly's margin for error just shrunk. Sixers news has been pointing to November 12th for Embiid's official return against the Knicks, and you know that's the NBA Cup opener, a whole new stage, a chance for Philly to reset, to send a message that this team is here to fight. But until then? It's up to the roster to hold the fort, to push through without the anchor that Embiid provides. These are games where momentum can be made or broken, where Philly's resolve will be put to the test in a way you haven't seen since the last playoff run. You're holding your breath, counting down until the suspension lifts, and wondering, can this team surprise you, rally without Embiid, and secure some much-needed wins? Now, here's the big question for you, one that hits deep. Do you believe this team has what it takes to overcome the odds, even without Embiid in the lineup? Or do you feel these losses could set them back for the season? If you want to stay locked into every twist, every shift in this roller coaster of a season, make sure to hit subscribe and click that bell. Because Sixers news is heating up, and you don't want to miss a single second of what's to come.